Peace and love, family. Peace, peace. Make sure y'all share. Sharing is caring. Make sure y'all share y'all major updates. Okay. All right. And for y'all that's been basically tagging along, all right, you're really piecing this whole process together, one class at a time. Okay. Make sure you share. Make sure you share this live before you say anything, family. All right, because we definitely want everyone to get a full scope of everything that's going on. Streetness, what's going on, family, out there in Italy. Definitely gonna come see you. All right, but yes, y'all, couple of updates. Okay, couple of updates. All right, for those that attended, all right, the private and public administration process class I did last weekend. Okay, replay codes are being sent out. All right. Somebody said your class said it would touch on judicial notice, but it didn't. Fam, you didn't see day two. Day two, we went over the court process. Went over exactly how to put together a verified complaint, etc. All right. So if everybody that attended that class, remember day one was showing you the private administrative process. Day two was showing you the public admin process. Basically, what happens when the corporation does not allow you to exercise your equitable beneficial ownership rights in the property. Okay. Now I'm having a trust class. I'm sure it's so many people that do not have a trust. Okay. Comment 8 if you do not have a trust. All right. Comment 8 if you do not. We live on YouTube. We live on TikTok. We live on IG. Peace and love, everybody. All right. Comment 8 if you do not have a trust. Okay, comment 8 if you do not have a trust. Okay, all right. Comment 4 if you think you have to have a lot of money or money in general to create a trust. Comment 4 if you think you have to be a millionaire to have a trust. All right, a trust is basically an entity that basically protects your assets. All right, so in the adult sense, look at a trust like a big condom. Okay, all right. Now, granted, let's just say this condom is indestructible. Now we understand some condoms break. All right. Now I know folks that have trusts that have literally lost property that is under their trust. Now it's because they did not know how to enforce the trust. So it's almost like their condom had holes in it. Okay. All right. I'm just making an analogy. Okay. You can laugh. Ha ha ha. He he he. All right. But that's the best layman's term I give you. Just think about a trust being a huge condom. All right. And you throw all your assets in there. Or I should say you protect your assets, meaning you protect your seeds. And if you have holes in your condoms, a lot of times your seeds can get out, okay? All right, somebody said pause. Why would I pause? That's sex education. I'm a grown man. Why would I do pause right there? All right, he asked me what is a trust, and I said a trust is like a big condom. All right. All right, now if you want to be more technical with it, a trust is basically an entity that protects your assets, meaning it goes from you owning it personally to now the trust owning it, and you simply control it. All right. All right. But yeah, so for those that don't have a trust, now granted, there's folks that you can go, a lawyers can build you a trust for thousands of dollars. You can go to somebody to build your trust that probably don't know the ins and outs of a trust. All right. Or, all right, you can attend the class that is going to show you step by step how to build your own damn trust. Okay? And I'm not going to show you how to do a trust just on a basic level. No, I'm going to show you how to build a trust, also implementing your equitable beneficial ownership titles that's really due to the trust. All right? So on February 22nd, all right, at 2 p.m., all right, that's 2:22 at 2. All right, you can't forget it. 2:22 at 2. It's on a Sunday. Now, I understand a lot of folks is going to be in church at the time. I just ask you just to skip church one day because this is going to be church as well. Okay, I'm going to show you step by step how to build a trust, meaning you never going to have to go say, hey, can I pay you to build it for me? Hey, I'm going to save up $2,000. Can I? No. Okay. Now, y'all remember the class we just did on January 10th and 11th, right? For those that took that class. All right. Now, you understand equity goes hand in hand with trust law. All right. For those that don't know, now you know. Okay. Equity goes hand in hand with trust law. All right. I need y'all to understand that. So the January 10th and 11th class I just did showed you how to basically claim your equitable beneficial ownership titles. All right. Shows you how to build a private administrative process. Shows you how to build a public administrative process. Right. We didn't go over trust because it wasn't that much time to go over trust. So we just kept it understanding the administration process. Okay. Now on February 22nd, 02/22 at 2. Okay. 2 to 5. 3 hours. I'm going to show you step by step how to build your own damn trust. Okay, meaning you don't ever got to come to me to build the trust for you. All right, you don't got to go to anyone. I'm going to show you step by step how to build a trust. Not only that, all right, not only that, the necessary documents you need to file, because a lot of y'all are going to dealerships and showing these people your whole damn trust. You're not supposed to do that, family. Okay? So in this class, 3 hours, we might even go over a little bit, okay? I'm going to show you step by step how to build a trust, all right? What type of articles need to go in that trust, all right? There's about 10 documents that we're going to go over, all right? So on February 2nd, all right? No, my bad. February 22nd, all right, at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to show you step by step how to build a trust. All right. Somebody asks, how much is the class? This class, family, and this class comes with a recording, meaning it's not going to be no price for the recording after. Meaning, if you take this class, it comes with a recording. Okay. This class is $100. Okay. So for those that feel like that's a good investment, if you feel like, whoa, that's way too much to teach me how to build my own damn trust. Now, if that's you, I understand. Okay. I'm not going to judge you. Don't judge me. Okay. Now, if you don't have a trust and you're trying to save up thousands of dollars so a lawyer can build, family, February 22nd at 2 p.m. Okay. Now, granted, a lot of people call me money hungry, things like that. And I try to ask them, really think about the last 2 classes I'm about to have. Okay, imagine if you took the January 10th class. Okay, that was $50. I mean, you learned the private administrative process and the public administrative process. Okay, how to claim your equitable beneficial ownership titles. Now, for those that's been following me, you understand we've been more focused on the security interest, right? All right, let me know if I'm right. All right, we've been focusing on security interests. Okay, putting security interests first, showing the courts, showing the opposing party how we have titles, rights to the security interest, more so focused on the legal titles. All right, now y'all heard folks come on my page like, man, he's teaching y'all the long way, teach y'all how to fight in court. Man, just talk about equity. Now, those folks were 80% right. I'm gonna give it to them. They was 80% right. But what I don't like, folks, is when they blur out things and don't really give the whole understanding. Because a lot of people really think you just say the word equity in court, it shuts everything down. All right, and that's just not true, family. It's just not true. Okay, it's just not true. All right, even though now we're bringing in equity and putting it as the forefront, you know what we have that a lot of folks that just focus on equity don't have? All right, court background, court experience, understanding how to enforce. Because if I just know how to claim equitable rights, what happens when those rights get dishonored? Ah, ah, ah. Okay. All right. So who knows how to defend in court? We do. Who knows how to put together a lawsuit? We do. Okay. So now implementing equity. All right. We talked about that class January 10th, January 11th. Okay. February 22nd. All right. You're going to understand how to build your own trust. So now let's picture this is out. Let's go ahead and push it out 6 months, right? Let's say if you was a person that took the last two classes, all right, and this trust class. Let's say 6 months go by, you really dig deep, all right? You utilize your AI to basically pinpoint ideas as well, all right? You understand, you watch these classes over and over and over and over. You build your trust. All right, you then not only build the trust, you then start to transfer property that's in your personal name into the trust. Okay, you start to acquire properties with the trust, but not only acquiring it with the trust, but also, all right, exercising the equitable beneficial ownership rights that are due to the trust. Okay, so you really got to understand what we piecing together, y'all, because you got to understand a lot of people don't think we understand what we talking about. But you got to remember, just let them be on the sideline, booing or cheering, all right, because that's all they're going to do. One day they boo, one day they cheer, one day they boo, one day they say, oh my gosh, he's a real one. Wow. Wow. Wow, I really thought you were one of those guys. Wow. All that time sitting on your butt, you could have been attending the classes, reading the case, well, not the case law, reading the actual law that I'm showing you. All right. A lot of people ask, well, where's the case law? All right. And let me ask y'all, I try to tell people all the time, the reason why you don't see a lot of case law in this type of understanding is because what banks in their right minds are going to walk through a laws? They wouldn't, would you? If you was Chase and you seen that your lawyers was having an issue taking hold of the case, are you going to let the case just go as no? No, you're going to say, hey, man, let's settle out with this guy before this becomes a faucet that we can't stop. Okay? All right? So again, it comes in the form of settlements. I know for a fact I've signed settlements. I know for a fact some of my students have signed settlements. All right? Now, some people don't believe that's okay. It's only so much proving we can do. Okay? It's only so much proving we do. Now, a bank will go all the way when they feel like they got you from a technicality standpoint. All right. Now, I have students that lose cases due to technicality. All right. But it's only a loss if you quit. All right. Now, we have an understanding. If the judge doesn't understand what we're saying, it gets dismissed. What do we have to do? We have to appeal. Okay. Even with cases with claim your equitable interests. All right. The judge might say, hey, nah, this isn't put together. Dismiss. What you have to do then is appeal, family. Now, when the appealing court reviews your case, because you got to understand, in appeals, you can't add anything. Meaning it's as is. Meaning whatever was in that case at the time, well, whichever was ruled on, that's getting picked up and going to the appealing court. Meaning you can't add nothing in there. All right? So imagine you slide in your equitable interest in the claims, or you making a supplemental brief, you slide it in there, and then the judge saying, nah, hell nah, out of here with that, dismiss. Okay, after you appeal, guess what that appealing court sees? Oh, wait a minute. This person claimed the equitable beneficial ownership, right? Oh, whoa. I see the lower courts missed this. Now I don't know if they stand in their mind like that. That's how I'm visualizing it. All right, but in my mind, that's how the appealant reviews things and overturns. All right, because if it's worth reviewing, what happens is you get a new hearing. All right, and a lot of people think once your case get approved by appealant or your appeal is approved, you think, okay, I won. No, my friend, all that's about to happen is you about to have another hearing with a higher level of listeners or a judge. That's it. Okay, so again, I'm trying to have your structure all the way together, but at the end of the day, family, all right, solely you have to understand this information, y'all. Okay, I can build the car for you. I can put the tires on. Okay, I can put the engine in there for you. All right, but you gotta put the gas in. Okay, you gotta give the energy. You gotta be able to. All right, because it's points as I'm coming to now. All right, some of my students are losing cases due to they having too much ammo and they don't know how to relay it. Okay, now again, this experience, again, I'm being transparent with y'all because again, I'm not here to give you any false dreams or well, just because I do this, it's guaranteed I'm about to go win. Yeah, it's guaranteed if you do your part. Okay, your part is really understanding what it's saying. All right, really understanding what it's saying because again, somebody can give you, it's like a football team. A coach can have the whole playbook. All right, what they say, it ain't about the X's and O's. It's about the Johnny and the Joes. All right, because it's not about the playbook. Meaning somebody can give you the playbook. Okay, it's not about the X's and O's if Johnny and Joe can't run the damn play. Okay, or cannot execute it. Okay, you might know the play, but your execution it may be off a little bit, like a quarterback and a wide receiver, it got to be on time. You can't be a second too early. You can't be a second too late. Okay, so again, I'm gonna give you everything you need, family. All right, I'm gonna give you everything you need. But again, I also have do it yourself curriculum so folks you can do it yourself. You don't need anyone. I don't want nobody to feel like they need me. I don't want you to feel like you need anyone. You just got to learn the sticks and the stones. All right, you just got to learn the sticks and the stones for the structure. I understand it. All right, but at the end of the day, family, what happens when you're given the sticks, the stones, the fire, all right, all the tools to make what you need to make to be sufficient? What next? What then? You gonna grab this class, not really studying, then when it gets boring, go jump to another person that seems like they the next hot commodity. Like, oh my gosh, this is free. I'm gonna go do this one instead. No, that's nothing against anybody that has anything for free. I think it's great to have things for free. Okay, but it's not great when it's, like I say, it's the listener that's trying to find shortcuts. You're trying to find a one document that knocks everything down for you. And it's not nothing like that. There's not just a process that knocks everything down because the second half of that portion is you. You got to make it work. You got to make it fit. Okay? So we're going over irrevocable trust and revocable trust on February 22nd. A lot of people feel like there's a bunch of different trusts. Family, there aren't that many different trusts. Now, the name's different, yes, Grant, but there's only two types of trusts. It can either be irrevocable or revocable. All right, let's go ahead and clear the air now. I know people that's teaching trust, they got y'all feeling like it's hooked on phonics, like it's Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science. Like, no, okay, it's two types of trust. There's irrevocable and then there's revocable. Okay, say it with me. Say it to yourself. There's revocable and then there's irrevocable. Revocable is something meaning it can be changed. Irrevocable means it can't be changed. All right, keep it simple, y'all. Because folks are trying to come in, oh, I have an ecclesiastical trust. Oh, I have a God-given trust. Oh, I have a dynasty trust. All it is an irrevocable trust at the end of the day. Okay, so don't let these folks fool y'all, try to feel like they high and mighty, okay? February 22nd, all right, at 2 o'clock, 2:22 at 2, okay? All right, tap in. Link is in the bio, all right? The class is called In God We Trust, okay? Because to do business, you got to be moving in trust. All right? You got to be, this is America. This is the United States. All right? If you ain't moving through trust, if you ain't understanding rights, you probably hate it here. Okay? It probably sucks. You probably telling yourself, I need to go somewhere else that actually care about their people. You're probably one of those people. All right? I'm here to let you know when you learn how to play the game, man, it becomes fun, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right, it becomes fun. All right, you don't gotta do how I do. You know, you don't gotta have tattoos and be flamboyant, smell like marijuana. All right, you don't gotta do that. Okay, it's way easier ways to get to where you need to go. All right, I just have a persona I gotta keep for a certain demographic so they can see it can be done. Okay. All right. So again, February 22nd at 2 o'clock, 2:22 at 2. You can't forget it. All right. You can't forget it. It's on a Sunday. We having church. In God we trust. All right. God says you shall perish for the lack of knowledge. Now imagine not having a trust. That's like having sex with no condoms. Okay. All right. And we're trying to use the head that think. All right, and not the one that winks. Okay, I think I said that wrong, but you get what I said. You get what I mean. Okay, we freestyling. All right, 2:22 at 2. I'm going to show you how to build a trust. Okay, we're gonna go over irrevocable and revocable. I'm gonna show you the articles that need to go inside the document. All right, It's 10 documents that we got to go over. All right, so if we can get through those 10 documents in 3 hours, I'll have y'all out of there by 5. Okay. All right. Somebody said, what's wrong with not having no condoms? Nothing's wrong. Okay. But there's a lot of people that's looking at me right now. They got a lot of little mini-me's running around that sometimes they wish, I wish that condom was there. I wish I used it. Oh man, I wish I wore two. I like, now me personally, all my kids is here for a reason. I don't have any feelings like that towards my kids. So some of y'all might have that feeling, okay? Some of y'all, all right? Clearly, I wasn't wearing condoms, okay? Okay, all right, reloaded. All right, but 2:22 at 2, I'm going to show you how to build a trust, family. Okay, knocking out all the heavy lingo for those that feel like I gotta have thousands, millions to have a trust. I gotta have money to put into the trust. Do y'all understand what money is referred to when we talk about trust articulation? All right, money is assets. Comment the number 1 if you have a car. Financing. You could be financing it. Comment 1. Are you financing a car? Comment 1. All right. Is that an asset? Yay or nay? Is that an asset? All right. We learning something today as well. Is that an asset? Yes, that's an asset. So, do you have anywhere to transfer that asset? Do you have a trust? Because a trust, all right, can receive that transfer. And that's how you fund a trust. All right? These folks gonna try to act like it's like rocket science. Okay, they gonna say, no, you gotta go get a credit from the bank. You gotta go put 100,000 down. No, you already have funds. We have to stop thinking cash is the only means of funds. An asset is the highest level of funds. Think about it. Would you rather have $5 bill or a car that doesn't work? You see, you gotta really think about that. Would you rather have a $5 bill? Some people rather have that $5 bill. Like, what I'm doing with the car that don't work? Just give me that $5. At least I can go buy me some smokes. Okay? It's about property. In the game of the United States, you have to think property. Property, 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 property. Next is ownership, ownership, ownership. Do you own property? Do you own property? Have you claimed your ownership? Have you claimed your ownership? If you have not, you probably hate America. Ask yourself right now. All right? For those that look like me, skin complexion ain't look like me for this. All right? Have you done any of those things? Because if you haven't, you probably think you're suppressed, oppressed. Okay? And I'm here to let you know, when you understand property, 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 and you understand ownership, 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 all right? Man, you'll start to understand the American dream, because the American dream is a two-way street. It's a dream if you can be uninformed and try to chase a dream, or you can be informed and try to chase a dream. You remember, them two roads are two totally different roads. Same obstacles, all right? Meaning friends, family, self-temptation, all right? But it's two totally different roads, because by the time you get done with that, you'll be knowledgeable, okay? Some people got to go through the same road 100 times, because it's not the fact that they're not good people. It's the fact that they're uninformed. You don't have the proper information, all right? And then let alone, some of y'all do have the proper information. You don't have the proper willpower. One thing my coach always told me, it's not about the skill, son. It's about your will. Yeah, you can jump high. Yeah, you can do all that. But what you gonna do when somebody outwills you? All right? What's the use of having skills if you ain't got no will? Most people with skill like to chill. I don't know how that rhymed, but it did, okay? I'm gonna say it again, all right? What's the use of skill if you don't have no will? Most people with skill like to chill, all right? I'm speaking that from experience, okay? So again, it's all about, I need to understand how to be skillful, but also willful, all right? I need to understand the rules and regulations, meaning these classes, that's how I gain my skill, all right? Learning different moves and tricks, okay? He teaching me to step back. He teaching me behind the back. He teaching me how to pick and pop, okay? All right? All right, now that I'm out of class, all right, I got to go put in the work when nobody's watching. And this is where a lot of y'all fail. This is what a lot of y'all fail. Y'all think y'all come to me, man, so I read everything. I did everything you said. I'm like, God damn, I didn't write the damn rule book. All right, what do you mean you did everything I said? All right, go find more, do more. Find the things that I didn't say. You see what I'm saying? So what are you going to do with that? Okay, so again, putting these classes together for those that came to my January 10th, January 11th, we literally learned the private administration process, the public administrative process in 2 days. All right, normally I would have a mentorship. My last mentorship, we didn't go over equitable beneficial ownership. All right, we just kept it focused on security interest. And I don't want y'all to think, well, damn, there's no use of me learning this security. It's like, no, whenever you're ready to switch over to adding your equitable beneficial ownership title rights, you can. Because there's not no timetable when you can and can't use it. All right? You can use it why they count as current, you can use it on an eviction that you've already had. Okay, like literally use it on a car that you've already got repoed from years ago. Because the question is, did the equitable owner benefit? If they didn't, somebody need to say something. Okay, and how do you say something in law? Claim. You gotta make a claim. All right, you gotta make a claim. Okay, so January 2nd, my bad, February 22nd at 2 o'clock. All right, now I see a lot of people that say they could not attend the January 10th, January 11th. All right, what I will do, all right, for y'all, okay, I will put that class up for a sale. All right, now again, y'all, all right, because y'all missed it. Folks that came to the class, they started to get their replays. All right. So I think in all that they had to pay what, $100 and off. So for those that um came both days, no, yeah, 150 and all. All right. So for y'all that did not attend, man, you need that class. All right. You can get that class for $250, okay, up until February 1st. All right. So again, $250 for the class to learn how to basically build the claim, build your private administrative process. All right. So by the time you get to, if you do attend the trust class, either or, if you don't want to grab that one first and you want to learn trust first and then grab that second, just understand that class is going to be my do-it-yourself curriculum. So it's going to kind of substitute the class that I have up for sale now. So again, I'll put a sale on that for those folks that missed. All right, just so you able to kind of still follow along, so you can kind of be studying that class, and then by the time February comes, you learn how to build your own trust. All right, and the trust that we built, I'm going to already implement the equitable beneficial ownership in the articles that I recommend that you have in your declaration of trust. All right, so these are the things that we're gonna go over in February. I do have an in-person class in Philly, y'all. All right. I do have a in-person class in Philly. I will be in Philly January 31st and the 1st. Okay. I will be sending the address out for those that have purchased tickets. Yeah, that's like in 2 weeks. So yeah, so for anybody that's in the surrounding cities, come on out. I know it's cold. You know, we coming with the coats. All right. I know it's cold, but come on out, y'all. It's folks coming from all over. All right. If you want to get some of this information in person, you want to bring a friend, you want to bring someone, tickets are $33. All right. So $33 for the in-person Philly event. Again, $33. All right. And the reason why it's 33, because I'm 33 years old, allegedly. All right. So again, 33. So make sure y'all is there for anybody that's in the surrounding states. What is that right there? DC, DMV area, New York. Okay, so tap in, tap in. All right. Followed by that in February, I'm going to do the trust class. So you got plenty of time to kind of catch up on the classes that I have right now until that trust class is established. If you know anybody that's thinking about building a trust, I would highly advise them to tap in with this class, family. Again, normally most people would charge you anywhere between 3,000 to 15,000 to build a trust, depending on what all is going into it. All right, you could literally learn how to build your own damn trust, not on no beginnerish level either. Okay, yes, the information is gonna be broken down so a beginner can understand it. All right, but your trust ain't gonna be some childish. All right, yeah, here you go. You can kind of add as you go. Yeah, you can add as you go, but you coming out the ground like punching like Hulk. Okay, like you ain't just. All right, like you're gonna have articles in there that's probably ain't in no one else's trust class. And again, I'm just saying I haven't attended no one trust class, so I'm just talking. Okay, so again, it might be some amazing trust class. I don't know. All right, I'm just I'm a competitor, so I'm like, yo, what's up? What's up? Who gonna be the most efficient? All right, Mr. Efficient of the Year. All right, we need to have that award going now for all of us that's teaching All right. Again, it's all friendly, all fun, and all games. All right. But I'm just trying to see who the most efficient out there. All right. Because I feel like that panel needs to be created. Okay. It ain't about making this stuff seem like it's rocket science. Got folks learning the same stuff for the last 10, 15 years. All you doing is regurgitating and twisting it up and putting it in a different bowl and giving no real process. All right. So that's something I try to stay away from. I always try to give a real process. And one thing that's happened to my process from the get-go, it has become more efficient. For those that have been following me since day one, all right, how efficient has it gotten? All right, and I told y'all, hey man, listen, all right, I'm not talking about trust right now or that right now, but I'm gonna get there. Let me master the security interest first. Let me master leveraging my negotiable instrument. Like, let me leverage the Bill of Exchange. Let me leverage the Federal Reserve Act. All right. Again, I never took a class and no one's saying, hey, these are the tools that you need to be successful. All right. It really just started on my journey of just reading, family. All right. I try to always tell folks, like, I didn't really have a mentor. Now, of course, I'm honored. All right. I'm honored that I'm a lot of y'all mentors and things like that. But I don't have the experience of, having that mentor that I can just go to and say, yo, what's the process? You see what I'm saying? Like when I was coming up, it was like you got to read this, and I liked that they did that because it turned me into someone that was, highly detailed. Made me had to go and find it. All right, because it wasn't going to find itself. All right, now it's like the last couple of years, shit, damn near all years. I built a process for folks, like meaning they are able to take it and go with it. But a lot of times they think, oh damn, I don't got to pay my bills no more. Let me just take this class and like, no, my friend, no, keep paying your bill. All right, don't up and stop because if by you up and stopping, you're basically saying you're ready to fully perform. All right, and with performance comes enforcement. All right, meaning if you don't know how to enforce, you don't know how to perform. All right, it go hand in hand. Like, how can you perform if you can't enforce? So a lot of people say, I see my negotiable instrument already performed. How? What are you talking about? You already performed. Okay, did you enforce? All right, because that's the next part. Like, yeah, you privately perform. Okay, but what is your public? All right, what is it looking like when they bring you out into the light? All right. So again, as you're looking at it now, let's see if you've been rocking with us since day one. We've implemented UCCs. We've implemented trust, implemented equity. All right. No, everything that they were saying, like, man, he missing pieces, y'all. He ain't telling y'all this. Nah, it ain't that. We was taking our time. Okay, we was taking our time. We was mastering it piece by piece. Cause now what are they gonna say? And that's why I was always telling folks, like, so what are y'all gonna say by the time it's like, yeah, because I already knew equity was the supreme, yeah. All right. But again, if you don't know how to enforce it, it doesn't mean anything. Just like I already understood trust was the way to do business, but I knew people that was losing their homes that was under trust. All right. So clearly they didn't know something. What did those two folks have in common? Meaning people that have equity, well, claim equity, but don't have any type of results. The people that run through trust but don't have any type of results. What are they both lacking? Enforcement. You see what I'm saying? All right. All right. So that's like a major part of the gumbo. All right. You can't just move around with not no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need that needs to be your base. All right. That needs to be your foundation. So now by the time you add the trust in, add equity in, add understanding of UCCs and USCs, Constitution, boom. All right. Because when all else fails, do you know how to enforce? Meaning when somebody snatches your equity up, all right, because we understand equity is simply fairness, meaning somebody doesn't allow you to collect your fairness, which happens because these people act like you say that magic word is just like some hocus pocus. Everybody just freeze. No, that is not how that goes, family. Meaning you have to build a proper claim. All right. Somebody's going to place a defense upon that claim. All right. And you have to stand on it. All right. Or you will lose due to technicality, just like 99% of everybody else. All right. And that's what's going on. But a lot of people can't articulate it because a lot of people don't have accountability and see why they lost. They like to blame it on somebody as soon as they lose. Man, I know it. This stuff don't work. Man, I wasted all my money. It's like a lot of y'all waiting to blame it on somebody. You see what I'm saying? It's like you want buyer's remorse so bad. Like, I've spent thousands. I spent thousands. All right? And you gonna keep spending thousands until you learn how to do it yourself. Okay? Do you think I went to someone and got my trust done for me? What do I look like? All right? You think I went to somebody and said, hey, here's my case. Can I pay you to take care of it? All right? And I'm not making fun of y'all that come to me to do it. I'm just saying, I've never did that. All right? I've never did that. All right. First of all, I didn't have the type of money to be paying these folks all this money to be doing stuff that I'm just in the blind of saying. I'm more of a hands-on type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So all you had to do was a point a finger and I'm going. All right. I ain't looking at seeing how much money you got, what kind of car you driving, what his house look like, what his blinds look like in the background. I didn't care about none of that, man. Show me the law and I'm at your face. Okay, that's it. All right, that's all. All right, and off I went. All right, and when I came back, I came with gold, came with value for the people. Like, we the people, here you go. All right, and I do it over and over again. All right, that's the journey that a lot of y'all have yet to take. You so busy trying to think I'm going to get the results for you. You see what I'm saying? The most I can do, and this is with a huge wink, all right, is assist you with your documentation. All right. Some of y'all understand what the wink is. Some of y'all don't. All right. But that's the most I can do is assist you with your documentation. All right. Now you know how parents pick up little kids and they put them to the rim and the little kid dunk. All right. That's what I can do for you. I can pick you up and put you at the rim, but you gotta put the ball in the rim, son. All right. You gotta put the ball in the rim. You got to dunk that mother. Okay. That's what you got to do. Okay. All right. I'm only so big. I can only hold you up there so long. All right. Some of y'all is getting right to the basket and just looking at it like, what do I do now? What do I do? Man, get down. All right, next kid up. Get this kid up out of here. What are we doing? Okay. Again, it comes with the will. All right. I got the skill to get you there. Hell, I even got the will to get you there. But my skill and my will can only get you so far. That's universal law. All right, that's universal law. I can't break universal laws, y'all. That's just the way it is. All right, y'all really gotta understand what I'm saying. That is universal law, meaning no one can do this for you. I'm really already breaking, universal law by really forcing it down folks' throats. Pause or unpause, however you want to say it, man. God damn. Okay. So February 22nd at 2:00, okay, learn how to build a trust family for your family, all right, for $100. Plus, you're going to get the recording. So you're literally getting a lifelong recording, $100, learning how to build your trust. I mean, you can look at it over and over. That's not for y'all because the class going to be on Sunday. That's not for y'all to go on Monday and just instantly build the trust. No, please do not rush. Meaning this is your family's assets. All right, take your time. All right, the class is going to be 3 hours long. Take your time. Understand every single document of the trust. Understand, why do I have this document? Why is this document here? Why do we have document 6? Why do we have document 9? Where's the correlation to document 10 and document 2? You see what I'm saying? You got to be able to take your gun apart and put it back together. Okay? All right. So, yeah, family. Yeah. The people that already got the contract service still get it free. No, they don't get that class free, but y'all do get the private. Y'all do get the private and the public class from January 10th and 11th. Y'all do get that recording for free, but y'all don't get the trust class for free. All right. And the reason why we're doing, y'all are getting the class for free is because we got so many people that went past their deadline. We got some people that went past the 14 days, some people had 21 days, some people had 30 days, some people had 40 days. So we literally had to change up our turnaround time. All right, now our turnaround time is 45 to 90 business days, depending on the time a person signs up. All right, so the reason why it's 90 days now because those other people is for very first, like so nobody's cutting nobody. Let's say somebody signed up now, we still knocking out people that we have from October, November, December. All right, but it's going. But just like say the timetable for our documents to get back to you, if you decide to do a contract review with us, all right, has turned into 45 to 90. Yeah, I was gonna retire in October, all right, but before I really wanted to wrap up teaching, all right, I definitely wanted to give a proper private administration class and a proper public administrative class, also a proper trust class, okay. So another class that I'll probably do after this is probably dealing more so with like criminal cases, you know, like marijuana, things like that. Because as far as commerce go and contract law, once you have a basic understanding of trust law, equity law, contract law, all right, understanding your rights, all right, in properties, all right, there's not really much, you know what I'm saying? Like, just really kind of master those things right there. You kind of really see how your life, you know what I'm saying, is going to take off. One thing you don't want to do is, okay, what more can I learn? What? Don't be an information junkie. All right, that's for sure one thing that I did when I first came in. I used to always meet so many people that knew so much, y'all. You would think these folks, man, was there when the laws was written. All right, but then you see how they living, and it's like, why you don't have no results? Like, man, the way you talk, you would just think, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's when I kind of said, like, okay, I can't be information. Let me just focus on what matters. All right. Let me focus on what matters. All that the United States don't have any money, it's bankrupt. All that is irrelevant. All right. All that I don't want to be back in their system. I don't want to get my social. I gave up my social. All that is irrelevant. Okay. Only people that's giving up their socials is people that don't understand the benefits that come with the social. So if you're an equitable beneficial owner of the social, all caps name, how can it be bad? And what does it mean by being in someone's system? The system was made for us to play. That's like we all trying to play PS5. You come over here and say, no, I don't want to play on your system. Like, what do you mean you don't want to play? This is the only game we got is PS5. Like, this is how you play. Like, we don't got no Xbox. We don't got no Sega Dreamcast. We don't got Nintendo 64. We playing PS5 here in the United States. All right, again, I'm just giving you an analogy, but that's literally how I hear people when they say, I don't want to be back in their system. I gave up my social. I like, what, you just unplugged your controller? Like, what do you mean you don't want to be in there? What are you talking about? So how do you do business? Oh, I just do business through trust. All right. Well, when you go get a car, which number do you use when you put it in the trust name? Oh, I don't give them a number. I just give them a name. Oh, so you have a car that you did this before? No, but I follow a guy that fucking womp. Goddamn. Okay, that's all I'm hearing. All right, just a bunch of bitty wompers. Okay, womp, womp, womp. All right, all you gotta do is keep asking questions, y'all. They'll tell on themselves. All right, just keep asking them questions. All right. I'm sovereign. I don't use numbers. I'm like, what do you mean? Life is about numbers. What are you talking about? All right. It's like we got this is, and again, I understand where it comes from. We all been taught the same thing, but some of us got in too deep. I can definitely say that some of us got a little too deep. All right. I remember getting off the little far end. I remember we almost got to the point where we was about to put our actual blood on paper. All right. We almost got that crazy. Y'all remember? This is to represent the blood of Jesus. So I'm a child of God. I told him that I got the power. We was actually doing. Do you not know how disgusting that is? All right. Do you not know how close I came to doing that, y'all? All right. Then I said, wait a minute. What was the point of them making the red ink? All right. We could just literally put our finger. But someone had the bright idea that said, no, that's not good enough. I'm sovereign. I need to put my actual blood on the paper. And somebody said, you know what? You're right. All right. How much more can that will show us of our supreme power, that the blood is coming from the divine and it's coming. I'm like, man, shut the hell up, man. God damn. Like, I wish somebody just like, you know how cats be out there, somebody just throw a shoe. I'm like, shut up. All right, man. All right, I'm not here to do that, y'all. I'm not here to do that. I'm gonna let you know, park that at the front door, because in here we talk about what's real. We don't talk about Santa Claus. All right, we ain't talking about the boogeyman under the bed. All right, none of that childish, scary mumbo jumbo. All right, we adults around here. Okay, everything is business, and we understand business. All right. So with that being said, February 2nd and the 22nd at 2 o'clock, make sure y'all tap in. Class is 100. It does come with the replay as well. Okay, so 3 hours long. I'm going to show you step by step how to build a trust. Not only that, give you some understanding of what an irrevocable trust is, what a revocable trust is as well. And not only that, also show you how implementing your equitable beneficial ownership early in the creation of the trust, all right, will do you wonders. All right. Link is in the bio. YouTube, for those that want to sign up, all right, email me at mansamahatha@gmail. Or you can come to my Instagram, click the link in my bio, and sign up that way. All right. Now, granted, if you email me, please give me 24 to 48 hours to respond, probably even more than that. All right. But if you want to go ahead and sign up, go ahead and come to my Instagram. That's Mansa Mahatha 888. Click the link in the bio. The class is called In God We Trust. Okay, go ahead and solidify your spot. Again, that is on February 22nd at 2 o'clock. All right, for those that's on TikTok, you should be able to also go into my link in my bio. If you don't see the class, is called In God We Trust. Okay, if you don't see that class, come on over to Instagram. All right, my Instagram is the same handle as my TikTok. All right, and go ahead and sign up from there. All right, that's pretty much it, family. That's pretty much it. We're not going to go over Dynasty Trust on February 22nd. That's high level. All right, that's high level. All right, and not to make anybody feel less than anything like that. It's just a person needs to have a basic understanding of revocable and irrevocable, and creating a living trust. Because again, after you create that living trust, you can create a dynasty trust and put that living trust under the dynasty trust. All right, so everything is going to be built correctly. I might have a dynasty trust class in the future. All right, but until then, meet me in Philly, y'all, January 31st. That class is also available. All right, that class is also available. Okay, link is in the bio for that. Make sure I'm not going up. Oh, yeah, last sale. I have a sale going on for the next 2 weeks. All current car contracts only. car contracts only, meaning if you have a car, all right, allow us to assist in building, all right, your private administrative process and public administrative process, bringing in your equitable beneficial ownership titles. All right. Now the price for that is 1,500. Okay, one-time payment of 1,500. All right, we're going to build your public process and private process, line you up for restitution as well. This is not legal advice, but it is lawful awareness. All right, so meaning, let's say you purchased a car, you've been paying on it for the last 3 years. All right, we come forth and assist you with claiming your equitable beneficial ownership titles. Of course, the company is going to say no. All right, we build a private administrative process, the 3 waves. Then we going to basically translate that to a 4th wave, which is the public administrative process. So most times, if not all times, corporations really don't respect us until we show that we can build a proper verified complaint. All right. And after we do that, most times, if not all times, you can ask any client that I've pretty much ever had that actually got to court. All right. The very first response from the opposing party is a motion to dismiss for lack of claim. All right. It doesn't matter if you put together a beautiful verified complaint. It doesn't matter if you put together a trash verified complaint. You know, that first understanding this to try to get you out of there from a technicality standpoint. Remember, your whole claim can be exactly right, but they understand. Most people don't know how to respond, answer. You gotta remember, most beginners don't know that. You kind of learn that through experience. I had to lose cases to really understand, like, damn, I'm losing not because I'm doing wrong. I'm losing because I'm not responding. Okay, so you can definitely lose by not responding. Not even, again, you can have everything you say was right, but the fact that you didn't respond in time or give a proper answer is the reason why I got dismissed. All right, so yeah, make sure y'all really tap in. Make sure y'all be careful with trying to listen to everybody and every single body, trying to be a brown noser, trying to be a people pleaser. You're trying to be a father of the crowd. I see a lot of y'all, you know, you probably on different channels and things like that. And that's why when y'all come here, y'all ask questions that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And I don't understand how you do that, because I'm like, why are you coming to this barbershop when you done talked about that in that barbershop? Or take that back over to that barbershop, okay? All right? We're focused over here, right? We're not trying to bring in outside pieces to this warehouse. Okay, so that's what it is, y'all. Peace and love. Make sure y'all tap in. For anybody that has any questions, make sure you shoot me a DM. I know a lot of y'all is frustrated with our response time. I'm sorry, y'all. It's thousands of people. Okay, it's thousands. All right, it's thousands, and I know y'all don't want to talk to machines all day, automatic responses. So allow us to get to you, okay? Our assistants are amazing, all right? Amazing humans, even though I remember saying I'm going straight AI, all right? But that human field is just something you can't really substitute, all right? So y'all, please be patient. Don't take y'all anger out on the folks I have in my DMs, all right? Hate me, great. Hate my guts if you're going to do it, all right? But my staff members, y'all, please don't take it out on them. All right, please don't. Okay. But yeah, before I go, again, we got the sale going on. If you have any further questions, shoot me a DM. For those that are on YouTube, it's best if you kind of migrate to Instagram so you kind of have a better communication with me, or you kind of got to wait till I post this video and then you kind of, you know how that goes. All right. But with that being said, y'all, peace and love.